and we're going to focus on recovery. So we're going to do some movements that send the body off balance so that you can feel what happens in the feet, the hips, maybe even with the shoulders and the upper body, and even using the arms. So that's what we're going to focus on today with our practice. So join me for stability practice, recovery. I have a chair here. We want the chair to be within reach. We're not going to use the chair too much, but we want it there. I'm going to show you a recovery move that might be helpful using the chair. So when we send one part of our body off to one side, we become off balance. So sometimes our body tilts towards that foot to give us stability. Sometimes we tilt away. If we tilt away, the foot might come off the floor. We become unstable. Hand on the chair, foot down to the floor. Bring the body into mountain pose. That's our recovery position. So even if we're stepping forward, we lean into it maybe, or maybe we lean back, and as we're leaning back and we're coming back, we get off balance here, hand to chair, foot to floor, and stand tall. Those are our recovery movements, and if you just practice those, you're teaching the body how to recover. We're going to go a little further though with some actual movements today. So we'll start with our stability practice with a march. Here we go. Thank you for joining me. This is going to be a great practice. I want you to consider that if you have any issues with your ankles or your back, that you consult with your doctor before you begin any practice like this or any other. Also, I want to invite you to try things with me. If they seem uncomfortable, back it off and just come back to the beginning. Each of our exercises will progress through the video. So you can stop the video at any point and rewind it and practice that same part over and over until you develop that stability, and then you move on and come back and practice the rest. So let's pick up our pace here. Can we walk faster? Notice I'm moving my arms here. I'm almost in a jog, but I want to stay with a walk so that my feet are connected to the floor. How about if we go real slow? Sometimes that's harder. Notice I'm using opposite arm, opposite knee forward to do this really slow, and then just our normal walk here. Good. So again, you can practice that over and over again, changing the tempo, fast, slow. I'm going to take it up a little bit. We're going to move with this now. So we're going to walk forward, nice walk, just a walk, and then walk it back. I'm going to turn it a little bit. My chair is still within reach. Walk and walk. What if I picked up my pace here? Walk, walk, walk. Now walk back slowly. Notice your surroundings, because awareness of your surroundings is very important to stability. Make sure that you're not going to bump into the chair. Make sure there's not a cat or a dog on the floor next to you doing the exercises with you maybe. So maybe put the dog or cat in another room until you're finished with your practice. So here we go. We're going to do it again. This time real slow. How slow can you go? Real slow. Real slow. Slow can sometimes affect our balance. And slow back. Can you go slow back? Make sure the chair is out of your way. And pause. Now back to the regular. Just a walk. A little faster. Again. And back. Good. And then come to your mountain pose. Roll the shoulders down. Remember, alignment is hips over ankles, shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders. So now we're going to talk about a hip shift. So I'm going to separate my feet a little bit, and I'm just going to push my hip to the right, push my hip to the left. Just side to side here. See what happens in the feet, in the ankles. Where are your shoulders? How are you using your arms? Are you moving your arms? Do your arms move in the same direction as the hip, or do they move in opposite directions of the hip, which is really more work? Just find what you're doing here and try one and then try the other. It's hard for me to do. Yeah, there we go. All right, so now I'm going to add a pattern to that. So we go right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Picking up speed here. Right, left, right, left, left, and pause. How'd that feel? Did you feel secure with your feet where they were? If not, change up the feet pattern, wider or narrower, see what works for you. If you are using the chair to practice this at first, hover the hand every once in a while so you can teach your body how to balance, all right? So now I'm going to do a tandem step. I'm stepping my right foot forward and I'm going to push my right hip forward and then draw it back. So I'm using my hips to switch the body position. And again, where the arms go, it's totally up to you. Not lifting my feet. Actually, my back heel is coming up when I do this, but my knees are slightly bent, keeping the body flexible. Now, what if I do lift that back heel and then I lift the front toe? What if I lift the whole front foot and put it back down? Let's step that right foot back to the center and step it out again and back to center. So these are all types of movements that we do that change our center of balance. And again, I'm going to show the recovery here. You can stay here and continue. I'm going to show recovery. So I'm coming back, I'm pulling my hip back, I'm off balance, I put my hand on the chair, the foot on the floor, abs in, body tall. Let's try that on the other side. So left foot comes forward slightly, and we're just going to shift the left hip forward and back. Just a little bit, so we can feel that rocking of the body and shifting of the weight from foot to foot. And if that back heel comes up a little bit, let it. Keep the knee soft. Now what if I lift the back foot and lift the front foot? Just a little bit, back and forth, tapping maybe the right toes in the front here and back. What if I lift the front knee? Whoa, yeah, a little bit of a challenge. Now I'm going to step that right foot back and in, step it out again and shift, step it back in, out and in. Two more. Shifting the weight, using the hips to draw me back to center. And pause. Very, very nice. Feet are going to be parallel, maybe 2 or 3 inches apart. We're going to take a squat here. Just nicely lower your hips down and back. Keep chest lifted. You can have your hands here or on your hips. And then push up. When you push up, push your hips slightly forward. I'll show you. I'm going to exaggerate here a little bit. But you're pushing your hips forward a little bit. That's going to give you the momentum to come up to standing. It's a subtle movement. It's not big. It's not really throwing the hips out, but it's just lifting with the hips. What if we took the feet way apart? How wide you take the feet? Totally up to you. Try one, try the other. Come into that squat again. Good. 2 more. Are you using the hips? Are you using the abs to pull up? Step it back in. Now often when we're doing things around the home, we might take something from the shelf, put it on the table. We might take a cup from the table, put it in the sink. Notice what's happening with my body. It's turning. And we're going to practice turning and a squat. So our feet are parallel. We're going to turn a quarter turn and step out. Toe turns out a quarter turn. Whole body turns. Take a little squat here. Doesn't have to be big. And then push up with your hips and draw that leg back in. Out and in. Quarter turn, squat. Great. Pause. Let's do 4 squats here. Remember, chairs within reach. 2 more. Feet are parallel. And now we're going to step out. That quarter turn on the left, little bit of squat. You're turning your whole body left and then you're turning it back front. So you're using your whole upper body here to come back to center. Nice practice for recovery, coming back to center. 1 more. And pause. Beautiful. How did you do? So if you like that practice, you can pause the video here, restart it, and come back to this point and practice this again. I encourage you to revisit this video from time to time and move along with the progressions. So if you stop in one area one day, maybe you can go a little further the next day. So give it a try. So we're going to continue on here with lunges. A lunge is a forward step. So we step forward, and to lunge, we bend both knees. Notice where my shoulders are. My shoulders are trying to resist folding forward. I feel it in my lower back. And then I use my hips pulling me back again. So it looks like this. If I'm forward and back, keep those shoulders back as much as possible. Keep a little lift in the chest. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. Great. Now let's go to the side. Remember that squat out to the side? Yeah, we did that before, right? 2 more like that. I'm coming forward because our next step is going to be back. So I got to give myself a little room back there. We step back. We kneel down a little. Use the hips, pushing them forward. Bring that foot back to center. Again, maybe even use the arms with a little lift here to remind you the direction the body is going. Great. Take a pause, take a breath. Going to combine all of that. If you're not ready for the combination, stay with one or the other, practicing. And as I said, come back another day and go on with the progression. So right foot forward, lunge, out to the side, lunge, back. 3 more. Go at your speed. And if you get off balance, remember, hand to chair, feet to floor. Body stands tall. Last one right here. Now, we don't often just move the lower body, we move the arms. So when we come forward, I want you to lift the elbows and then lower down as you come back to the side. Does that change anything for you? Maybe that even helps with the balance a little bit, just like a tightrope walker, right? Back, whoop, chair, foot down, side, back. 1 more. Elbows up and down, pause. So we're going to do it to the other side. I'm going to come back a little bit so that I have room to move. My awareness where my chair is. Lunge forward with that left foot and back. Just a little easy lunge here. Doesn't have to be deep. We want to find how the body is doing. So keep the feet parallel. Use the hips to pull you back. Let's try 4 to the side. Using the hips to draw us in and up. 1 more. And let's lunge back and in. Remembering, throw those hips forward. Good. All right, you ready for a combination? 1 lunge forward. 1 to the side, and 1 back. I have to come forward a little bit more. Forward, being aware of your surroundings. I have a wall behind me. And back. 1 more. Forward, to the side, and back. Yay! We're going to add on those arms. Here we go. Forward, side, back, forward, side, back. We got 2 more. How are you doing? Are you enjoying the practice? Are you finding that you're building strength as well as stability? And come to rest. Take a few breaths here. And now we're going to step side to side, just side to side. And again, we're going to use the arms here. So we'll start first with push and pull. This doesn't tend to throw us off too much because we can keep the chest tall and we can keep those shoulders over the hips. But what if I turn? I'm sidestepping and I'm pushing my arms in other directions, side to side. How does that feel? How does that change your center of gravity? Yeah. Down low maybe? And pause. Good. Very nice. So just practicing those body shifts, and remember the recovery. If we come up And we come back in and we're leaning, we're not quite steady. Hand to chair, put that foot down real quick, stand tall. That's your recovery. Very nice. Let's take some nice deep breaths. We got one more exercise to practice here today, and that's tightrope walking, or what I call tandem walking. So we're going to put one foot in front of the other, but I want you not to look at your feet. I want you to just trust that you're bringing that right foot in front of the left. It doesn't matter if it lines up perfectly. Just stay stable, right? So if you want to just do a little bit, stay stable, that's okay. Or right in front. Trust where your feet are, because the minute you look down, you're changing your center of gravity. So we want to keep our head over our shoulders while we do this. Opposite arm can come forward. That helps us stabilize too. Let's take it to a walk. We're going to take right foot in front of left, left in front of right. Notice opposite arm comes forward. And then just walk it back normal. And let's do that again. Go as slow as you want, or as fast as you want. Walk it back, be aware where your chair is. Let's try that now with the left foot leading, all right? So left foot comes in front of right, right hand's forward. And then the right foot, and the left foot, and the right foot. And then we walk it back. Let's pick up the speed a little bit. Tightrope walking here, pause. Walk it back, be aware of your surroundings. So there you have it, several ways that you can practice making the body off center, which is what happens in life, and recovering from it. How do you position your body? What do you do with your shoulders? What are you doing with your hips? How are your feet planted? So that you can have that stability. Join me again. My name is Bonnie, and this is